My name's Bill Hall and my wife Roxanne Hall. We live here in Pompano Beach, and we've been living here together for 5 years now in Pompano Beach.
So when I was growing up, we didn't have any religion in the house. We had Christmas and we had Easter, but it was a completely non-religious holiday. It was presents and a tree. So I taught my kids nothing. They've never heard anything about Jesus or God, and again, we sort of laughed about it.
Growing up, I didn't have any idea of who God was. I didn't know anything about any type of religion. I didn't even know who Adam and Eve were until I was in 9th grade. My dad was bipolar, and he was really extreme, so we would move a lot, almost every other year, and it was hard for me to make friends and keep them for a long time. Then we moved to Oviedo, near Orlando. It was awesome, but I didn't know it was like the hardest, I think, between my mom and my dad. They were fighting a lot. It was always up and down.
She didn't realize the extent of it at the time. She thought, well, this is Dad, and, he might have a few drinks at dinner, and I later found out a few drinks at dinner, plus pills, plus this, plus that, was a lot with children. So in 2009, I separated from my husband of 15 years, and Bill and we met and we got married in 2011. But during the ceremony and in the planning stages, family members were helping, and of course I wouldn't have a wedding in a church. That was just against my nature and what I've been told. And even in the actual vows, I had every reference of God taken out. So when Violet was in 9th grade, her father and I were sharing every weekend, and they had a regular schedule where he would come like a Thursday night. They'd do it a little overnight dinner, and I'd pick him up the next morning and take her to school. And we did this for a few months, and one Thursday, he just didn't come, and we couldn't reach him. So I was, where are you? We're calling him, she's calling him. Family members were starting to reach out. She's on Facebook, can anyone reach him? Because she started to have a really bad feeling. And we find out the next morning he's overdosed on oxycodone and other prescription medications. Just like that, gone. And I remember telling her right here in the living room, and she hit the floor, and no mommy, no mommy, no mommy, no mommy. And that image it's forever. That image was rough.
In the months following my dad's death, I just felt like my world was just crashing down. I felt lost. I was like searching for something. I didn't know what that was. I just felt like I was missing something. And I was also missing my dad too, but I couldn't find that happiness that I think I once had when I was younger, and I didn't know where I would find that, so I went looking in it in the wrong things. So I looked in like astrology for happiness, I looked at my friends for happiness, I looked at boys for happiness, and I never found that light. My mom tells me that I used to like sit in the car and like hum to whatever song was on when I was like 1. So I guess I've always been singing, but my dad was a musician. So he was really, really awesome at bass and guitar and basically any kind of instrument. But I think I got my musical abilities from him, and he taught me everything I know. He really did. Just a passion. He taught me to love music. So I started playing around locally. I had a gig at Tijuana Flats for about a year, and I played at different places on the beach, and I was really getting out there. So one day I was playing at a charity event, Relay for Life, and these guys came up to me and they were like, "Hey, like you're good." And I'm like, "Thanks." And they said, you should come check out our church. And I was like, "What? Like I don't go to church. Like that's not my thing." And but I went. And I was like, okay, like I guess I'll go check it out. Won't hurt to go one time. If I don't like it, I never have to go again. But then I liked it, and I kept going. And then some of the guys on the worship team asked me to come audition, and I was like, okay, can't hurt. Maybe I'll learn some music stuff. I can't hurt me.
She started going. I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, well, that's good. She's trying to learn more about music. Any kind of learning about music is positive. So she started going, and she kept going, and then finally one day she comes home and she says, "Mom, you have to go with me to church one day. They think I have no family." And I was like, okay, that hit home. So I started considering, well, I'll go for Violet. I'll go if she's happy and she likes it and there's something in it. So when we first started coming to Coastal, I wasn't sure about what to expect or how to behave. And I just came open-minded, and each time I would come, I just reaffirmed that, I feel good about this, I'm learning, I'm growing, and I always felt that it was okay to come and it was safe to come, and put all of my past out there. Hey, this is where I'm coming from. I really don't know very much about church or about the Bible or about Jesus, but everyone made me feel so welcome, and that it was okay to come, that you don't have to believe to belong.
She started slowly but surely just meeting people and loving the music and really getting into it. And it was just so cool to see that in her, because I was only a few months ahead of her, but I could see the changes and I could see how happy she was getting. She was so much happier.
I think by December, I started really feeling connected and feeling like this is the right thing for me. And even though it's very hard to change, coming from 40 years of being a skeptic or not having any relationship with God or any of that, it's really changed everything. It's changed our entire family. It's changed Violet. It changed myself.
As a man and a father, you want your children to have everything in life they can possibly have. And I take pride in the fact that I love my family so much more than anything, and I will give them whatever I can. But at the end of the day, I'm just built, so I can only give them so much. And I knew the one place they would really get fulfilled would be within the church. And I'm so glad that Violet, has found God and has found Jesus, because that can now fill the void that I could not fill. No matter what I wanted to give to them, there was no way to give them that last part of life. And I'm so glad that she's found that.
Although initially nothing changed, my house is the same, my car is the same, my kids' school is the same, everything's gotten better. You have a special feeling when you have Jesus, and everything's just changed. Happier marriage, happier children, happier family. You realize what's important, gives you a guideline, a structure on how to live your life in a happy, giving, caring way, and everything that I hear each Sunday really resonates for me, and I carry it through the week, and it has just opened our eyes to such a better, more beautiful life.
William gets up in the morning, probably almost every day. We're going to church today. We're going to church
Every
today.
day
We're going
he
to church.
asks if it's
Not today.
church.
Today's school. Church is Sunday.
Every
Tristan
day.
gets up and he has his purpose at church. He goes and hangs out with Ryan and all the bigger kids. He's meeting some friends there now. A couple of his best friends are from church, so they get together and play. I don't know where else I would go each week to put my family all in one house and have so much happiness, and be able to come out afterwards and talk about it and experience things and grow as a family. Sunday's coastal for an hour each Sunday, and we love it. Absolutely.
And it's awesome. It's just so much happier. And people say that, you need to see it to believe it, but you really don't, because you can see it in the proof of how our lives have changed.